Hi, my name's Mark and welcome to the channel. Today we're going on a field trip to visit a beautiful yarn shop in Dublin, Ireland. Right now I'm sitting in my crafting room in northeastern Ohio, but pretty soon you and I both are going to travel to meet Lisa at This Is Knit. If you're interested in visiting with Lisa, seeing the shop, and seeing a couple of beautiful things that came home with me, then stick around. Let's get into it. So we're here in Dublin at This Is Knit with Lisa, and I'm really excited to be here. You'll see a bit more of the shop during the video. It's beautifully vibrant, beautifully staged and decorated, and you don't get that in every yarn shop you visit. So I'd love to hear how this came to be. How did you start, and what purpose did you start out to serve the community with This Is Knit?
Well, can I say it was very selfish?
That's fine.
First of all, you can come anytime and say such lovely things about our shop anytime. It hasn't always been this way. We've certainly grown from quite small beginnings. And when I say selfish, myself and my mom back in 2006, 2006, even earlier, five, were big knitters, but really, really wanted to be working with natural materials, with vibrant colors, as you can see around. That's where our vibe is at. And it was difficult to find that here in Ireland at the time. So we were ordering online. We were kind of getting random packages from the States, from around
Sure.
Europe, and really wanted to get something more local. So we said, look, there has to be some more people in Ireland that like what we like and that want what we
Yeah.
do. So why don't Mum was looking for a change in her job for a start, and I was looking for a new direction too. And we said we'd team up and start. So it just started with a little market stall, and I guess you could say there were a lot of other people who wanted what we
Yeah.
wanted, because here we are.
Yeah, and
So
it's several years later now.
it
When did it
is
officially start?
officially started in 2006, so we're 18 years old
I think
this
that's an
year.
incredible life of a
It
fiber store.
absolutely, oh,
Absolutely.
100%,
Of any
yeah,
small
yeah,
business, but
yes,
yeah,
yes. So 18 years, we like it doesn't still sort of feel like I need to pinch myself.
yeah.
Not sure that how that happened, but we've gone through a few iterations. The first market stall, and then we took a tiny unit here in this beautiful shopping center, back in 2009, late 2009, and we've unit hopped
Sure,
to where we are now,
sure.
and renovated the space in early 2023.
Well, it's
So
gorgeous.
thank
Yeah. So you mentioned opening the shop so that
you.
you have access and
Yeah.
other people have access to things that are local. So
Yes.
what kind of things do you aim to carry that maybe represent Irish wool or things that are locally dyed and sourced in some way?
Absolutely. So this has been definitely another journey of ours over the course of the lifetime of This Is Knit, where when you opened up the store and thought, okay, Ireland has such a history of sheep's wool being available. We've so many sheep on the island, very similar to New Zealand as well, vying in terms of population. But what we found was that Irish fleece is really, or Irish sheep are being bred for their meat rather than their fleece, because there hadn't been the market for Irish wool for so long. So gradually over time that's been changing, and now we're delighted to be stocking Eru yarn, which is the farm to yarn, 100% sourced and spun in Ireland, and a wonderful husband and wife team, Zoe and Lionel, behind this, making it all happen. And they're so passionate about it. And there's really a lot more exciting things on the horizon for Eru, so watch that space. But before, this is only in the store about a year now. So as I said, 18 years old, it was taken us 17 years to find this yarn. But we've been stocking Studio Donegal tweed for an awful long time. It's yarn spun up in Donegal. We recently paid a mill visit there, and it was just fascinating to see the whole process. And then we developed our own hand-dyed yarn range, or my sister developed it for us. So this is our sister brand, Townhouse Yarns, which is dyed locally by Jenny and her small team. And we're expanding this range as well at the moment too.
That's amazing. What kind of bases does that cover?
Lots of lovely luxury bases. So for the people who really like the softness next to the skin, we have merino and silk. We have what I'm wearing, which is a alpaca, silk, merino, and yak yarn called Ivy Lace. We name all of the bases after streets or areas around the townhouse building where we are right now. And yeah, 9 bases across the whole range, and some more on local bases too.
I'm so curious. I
Yeah.
work in a yarn shop in
Do.
Ohio,
Yeah.
and we get a lot of tourists that come in, but it's so interesting for me to see what people are making and what they're
Yes.
coming into a yarn shop to find. So
Oh,
what do you see? It could be tourists, it could be local people here in
absolutely.
Ireland.
We have a great
What kind
mix.
of projects are popular right now? What kind of garments and things are people interested in making?
There is a lot of color work happening at the moment. A lot of, as we see, we have our mini bar set up for our doodle cows here for people who wanted to play around with color and make their own accessories. And then all there, that jumping off point becomes the colorful yoke sweaters like what you're wearing now. So that's had a lot of interest. Our tourists that come in are always interested in tweed yarns, locally hand-dyed yarns. And then local Irish knitters are very much into what you guys in Ohio are in or around the world. You know, we're petite knit patterns and
Yeah.
a lot of those really well-known designers, Andrea Mowry, everything like
Sure.
that. So we get a huge mix. But I think what's wonderful about that is you could have a local Dublin person in here and chatting with a tourist, and already you've got that point of connection where
Absolutely.
people are going, "Oh, that's an Andrea Mowry. Oh, that's a
Right, they might stop you on the street or stop you
exactly
outside the shop.
instant icebreaker."
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I notice that so often. It's amazing how much people have in common
Mhm.
just because they share a craft.
Absolutely.
They might share
Absolutely.
nothing else.
Ice instantly broken.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So for people who want to connect and want to see more of what's in this shop, can they shop online? Do you ship? How can
Absolutely.
people connect with you?
So you can absolutely shop online. Our website is thisisknit.ie for Ireland, but we ship internationally worldwide and have really good shipping rates as well, just to say.
Good to know.
But our main hangout online is Instagram. That's where you'll find us and where we share an awful lot of our tutorials. We do a whole series called Things I Wish I Knew When I First Started Knitting, which are just short little reels and really great tips to help you along in whatever project. And comments that I get, whether you're a beginner knitter or an advanced knitter, there's always something that people learn from those.
Yeah, lovely. And for people that might be local to you,
Yes.
what are some local benefits, local events you might have every once in a while that they can join in on?
Oh, well, we have a fantastically fun event that we run once a quarter. It's called our Stitch Social, where we partner up with the cafe next door who freshly bake all of their food daily. And so we have beautiful canapes and refreshments, and we, like 40 to 50 people come along with their projects and sit down and knit. And it's real peer-to-peer support and just general chat. And as you're saying, icebreakers. People come along solo who don't know anybody else, and by the end of the night, they're firm friends.
When I get the opportunity to meet with the owner of a yarn shop, I'm always really curious to know what their top 3 items that they carry in their shop might be. This could be their favorite yarn, it could be a notion, it could even be something that's not directly related to fiber. So we're going to take just a few minutes to hear about some of Lisa's absolute favorite items that she carries at This Is Knit.
I just got these new, and hopefully we'll have stock of them by the time this goes out. But these are little row counter pins, enamel pins from Twill and Brent, and they have autumn themes on them. So they're all very seasonal. So that is absolutely, I need one of these.
Yeah, I haven't seen row counters like that.
They are.
I've only seen
so
clunky
funky.
or very I don't know, functional plastic
Yes,
sort of
yeah.
things. I haven't seen anything that's quite that beautiful.
Put them on our website, and we call they're very pretty, but they're also pretty useful.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
So they are absolutely beautiful. So that's that one. So merino cashmere nylon high twist yarn, perfect for sweaters and socks and all sorts of things in between. Come here and show us your beautiful neons, will you?
The neons are so eye-catching. Even on a website, when I scroll through and see a shop.
So this is my third favorite thing in the shop now.
Just to say
so Joy does, we do a podcast every now and again and live broadcasts and stuff. And so
we
it's usually us together.
We do. We're overdue.
She's an incredible sample knitter. You blink and she's got something finished. Yes.
I just knit. What can I say?
So tell us what you're wearing and what color it's out of.
This is the Gallant sweater. I don't know how you pronounce it. Gallant.
Mohair.
We'll go posh. Gallant sweater.
Yes.
By Cardry.
Yes.
It's the mohair edition. So, and I decided I had to do it in a neon, and it's Abbey lace.
Beautiful.
By Townhouse Yarns, and the color is?
The color is leg warmers, and it's held double.
From the 80s collection.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell she's been on camera?
So thank you again for letting us come in and see a bit of the shop, sort of behind the scenes here. And I'm amazed. And
Thank
I've
you.
heard through the grapevine that you recently received an honor. So tell us about the
Nice.
honor.
Well, the honor is we've made it to the top 5 of the best independent stores in Ireland, and this is a competition that's run by Retail Excellence Ireland, which is it's a very comprehensive process that you go through. So we're really proud. I'm delighted for the whole team. Everybody worked really hard to get there, and hopefully we will get the top spot.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank you.
congratulations. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
letting us come in and
Thank you
see
for coming.
everything today.
Right.
And I hope I get the chance to come back.
Do.
Thanks. If you're a regular viewer of content on this channel, then you might know that I've just returned from a pretty big trip, about 6 weeks in the United Kingdom and Ireland with my husband. It was part honeymoon, it was part work, and we saw a lot of beautiful shops, got to meet a lot of really inspiring people, and of course we came home with a lot of souvenirs. So I think it was just last week that we sat down to unpack most of those souvenirs. If you didn't catch that, you can follow to get to that video through my channel. But today I have a couple of special items that Lisa really generously sent me home with. We had finished our interview, I was getting some B-roll footage of the shop, and then she approached me with a beautiful bag with their This Is Knit logo and then sort of a skyline of part of Dublin. And in it, she started to unpack some really beautiful things. I was overwhelmed by Lisa's generosity, so I wanted to make sure to sit down and show you a couple of the things that she sent us home with that I'm really excited to work my way through and share again once I get to each of these items here on the channel. So first we've got this canvas bag. I love a canvas tote. I use them for everything. We use them for groceries. I use them for projects. I like it because it's flexible. You can use it for anything, and in my case, it's always a really nice reminder of a trip I've taken or some experience that I've had. Next up is a locally made sachet. I don't really have sachets that I keep in my drawers or bags, but when she gave me this one, I thought this smells wonderful. And so I'm going to keep it in my current project bag so that as I keep working on the project, when I pull it out, I'll get a whiff of this and the whole project will smell really beautiful the whole time I'm taking it to and fro. So that's lovely. This next item is something that I'm thrilled about. I had been eyeing it in the shop, but sort of understandably, we had blown through really all of our budget for souvenirs by the time we'd reached the end of this long trip. So I saw this and I thought, well, I don't really know if I have room in my suitcase and I don't quite have the budget for it right now. But then lo and behold, Lisa sent us off with it. So selfishly, I'm thrilled to get to experience this, and I look forward to trying it out, hopefully on camera, to share the experience with you. Weave Your Own Irish Tweed, a beginner's weaving kit, which has the supplies to make some coasters, a set of coasters. So let's just take a look at the back of this. It's a legitimate kit with a loom and hopefully user-friendly instructions for me to experience some of my first weaving. Anyway, I'm excited to try this out. As a kid, this was the exact sort of thing that would have been at the tip top of any wish list, whether that was a birthday or Christmas sort of opportunity to let people know what would you like as a gift there. Anything that had to do with DIY, build it yourself, I was obsessed. So my inner child is so excited to sit down and do something that is brand new to me. And you know, this isn't going to be, of course, the same skill or the same skill and scale of sitting down at a full-size loom and experiencing weaving, but it looks like a fun at-home arts and crafts opportunity. So I'm thrilled to have this back at home with me. And lastly, we have some yarn. This skein we picked up ourselves. This is Townhouse Yarns, one of the lines that Lisa was mentioning in the video. This is their in-house line, hand-dyed by Lisa's sister and her team. This skein is Clarendon Sock in the shade Petrol, and the type is small, so I'll read it to you. 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's a 4-ply fingering weight wool. So I'm excited to be able to pair this skein with some other fingering weight shades that I have sort of on my stash wall, and we'll see what I end up making with that. Lisa told me that this skein is unique because it was spun, hand spun locally with Irish lamb's wool. So She mentioned earlier in the video as we were in the shop that Ireland doesn't have a plethora of wool for spinning. The lambs, the sheep are mostly raised for their meat, so I think this is something special and sort of unique. So I'm thrilled to have this bit of truly local wool and a representation of both the spinning process and their hand dyeing process, all centered in Dublin. I really wish that I were able to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars at every shop I visit and really feel like I'm contributing to a shop owner with my business, but I travel all the time. I go to so many yarn shops and I don't need that much stuff. I also can't afford that much stuff. So I hope that this is a pretty good compromise. I always feel like if I'm traveling somewhere, I want to share that. I want to put it on camera, on screen, and hopefully someone watching will enjoy taking the trip with me, and maybe you'll find something that is perfect for your next project. And you might end up shopping with Lisa. You might visit the shop or order online, and that might be the case for any of these yarn shops that I get the chance to visit and then share with you. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. I'm always so honored that you choose to spend time with me here on the channel. If you're someone who likes to leave a comment and interact, let me know your favorite things you saw in the video. Let me know if you've been to Dublin or if you have other shops around the world that you've had the chance to visit that you've fallen in love with. I'm so grateful to Lisa and her whole team at This Is Knit for letting me come in, letting me bring a camera and sort of interrupt their day. So make sure to show her some love, go see their Instagram, give their website a view, and as always, I appreciate you choosing to be here with me. If there's anything you feel like sharing with me, feel free to leave a comment below this video. You can also find me on Ravelry and Instagram at makermarkknits, and I'm also happy to hear from you in email form at my email address, which is in the description box below. Thanks so much for choosing to be here with me today, and as always, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy crafting to you, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye!